Good day to each and everyone. I am your reporter number 19 and my topic is all about damp and driven oscillation, differentiate underdamped, overdamped, and critically damped motion. What is oscillation? Oscillation is the repetitive variation typically in time of some measure around a central value. It is a fundamental behavior in many mechanical and electrical systems. Oscillation is a type of repeated movement where something goes back and forth around a central point known as the equilibrium point. Imagine a swing. When you push it, it moves back and forth around a resting position. We see oscillation in many areas like spring that stress and compress, pendulums that swing, and even in electric circuit where current flows back and forth. However, most oscillation don't go forever because a force called damping gradually slows the motion and reduces the amount of movement. What is damping in oscillation? Damping refers to the reduction in the amplitude of oscillation due to energy loss, often through friction or resistance. Damping can be classified as underdamped, overdamped, or critically damped motion. Damping is the effect that gradually takes energy out of an oscillation system. So it is said that there are three types of damping motion, and each type creates a unique effect on how quickly and smoothly the system stops moving. So the first types of damping motion is the underdamped motion. In underdamped motion, the system oscillates with a gradually decreasing amplitude, and the system takes time to settle at equilibrium. Underdamped motion, here the damping is not strong enough to stop the oscillation immediately. The system continues to oscillate but with a gradually decreasing amplitude until it reaches the equilibrium point and stops. An example of underdamped motion is a car suspension system. So a car suspension system can exhibit underdamped behavior when it oscillates after a bump. Illustrated below is an example of underdamped oscillation. A car suspension system is an example of underdamped motion. So when a car goes over a bump before it settles, the bounce slowly dies out because the damping effect is mild, allowing some movement before the car reaches rest. Next is the overdamped motion. In overdamped motion, the system returns to equilibrium slowly without oscillating. This behavior is ideal for systems where oscillations are undesirable. In overdamped system, damping is strong enough to prevent any oscillation. So instead of bouncing back and forth, the system slowly returns to the equilibrium point without overshooting. This type of damping result in a slow, smooth movement towards rest. A common example of an overdamped motion is a door closer. It is designed to return slowly to equilibrium after being released, avoiding oscillation. So the illustration below is an example of overdamped motion. Door closer is an example of overdamped closer because when a door with an automatic closer shuts, it doesn't swing or bounce. It simply moves steadily back to its closed position. Lastly is the critically damped motion. In critically damped motion, the system returns to equilibrium as quickly as possible without oscillating. This type of damping is used in precise systems where quick stabilization is needed. In this case, the damping is exactly enough to bring the system back to equilibrium as quickly as possible without any oscillation. This is the optimal balance, achieving a fast return to rest without any bouncing or overshooting. Critically damped systems are often found in precision equipments where stability and quick adjustment are crucial. So for example, certain firearm dampeners are designed to stabilize recoil as quickly as possible. A firearm dampener or certain medical devices use critical damping to stabilize quickly and accurately. Moving on, let's talk about driven oscillation. Driven oscillation occur when an external force is applied to sustain oscillation. So, driven oscillation add an extra layer to this concept. In a driven oscillation, an external force is applied repeatedly to keep the motion going, counteracting the damping effect. So here we have an example. So examples include a child being pushed on a swing or a guitar string being plucked periodically. To keep the swing moving, someone needs to give it regular pushes. This periodic push or driving force keeps the oscillation going despite the damping effect. Other example includes a musical instrument string that keeps vibrating when plucked or struck in rhythm, or a circuit where an alternating current sustains the oscillation. Here we have the comparison of damped motion. So when we say underdamped motion, you just need to remember that underdamped oscillate with decreasing amplitude, overdamped slow return without oscillation, and critically damped the quickest return without oscillation. In summary, damped oscillations vary based on how the system returns to equilibrium. Understanding this concept is essential in designing systems requiring stability and control. So understanding these different damping behaviors help engineers and designers choose the right type of motion control for systems that need stability, such as vehicle suspension, doors, or even certain precision instruments. Each type of damping has its own strength depending on whether quick stopping, smooth motion, or controlled oscillation is desired. That's all. Thank you.